Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Beer Bomb Bookworm. Today I will be talking about a book that I read recently called Dark Places by Gillian Flyn. It is a book written by the author of Gone Girl, which was a good book, an okay movie, very good book, good author, so I decided to read Dark Places right after finishing Gone Girl, and it was just as good. What happens in the book is that Libby Day is the main character. When she was a kid, her family was murdered, and she and her brother were the only survivors. She pegged her brother as the murderer, she was the only witness of the murders, and her brother went to jail. 25 years later, she is convinced by a random guy who calls her out of nowhere to try to at least look into the possibility that her brother Ben is innocent. So her and this guy, Lyle, goes through the story and finds out thing after thing after thing after thing, and it's all uncovering things that Libby wanted to bury from her past. That's why it's called Dark Places, because she's just like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. And Lyle's like, come on, you need to know the truth. They go through and they find out Ben didn't do it. Someone else did. Someone else that Ben knew. It's a very interesting twist to the plot. It all comes together in the end very well. And then after she finds out what happens at the end, Libby is kind of at peace with what has happened. She was troubled because she didn't know what was going on and what happened. And then after she found out the truth, she was at peace with it. What I thought about the book. When I was reading this book, Libby reminded me of myself. She reminded me of me when I was a teenager, and I just kind of wanted to not think about the reality of things. I mean, my family wasn't murdered when I was a kid, so I don't feel that part. I just feel the whole closing myself in, shutting everyone else out. I knew what she was getting at with Libby. So I felt with Libby the entire book. And she changes throughout the book, and she gets better, and she gets more brave, and it's good character development throughout the entire book. Gillian, good job on that. I read some reviews on Amazon, and a lot of them were saying, not a lot of them, but a few of them were saying, oh, this book sucked, I hated it, I struggled through reading it. Oh my god. But they never gave a reason. There was one review on Amazon that was talking about how they read Gone Girl. They read Gone Girl, and then they read Dark Places, and they were like, it wasn't as good as Gone Girl. The twists weren't as breathtaking as Gone Girl. And I'm like, true-ish, I guess. In the first half of Gone Girl, you're like, oh my god, what happened to the wife? Oh my god, she's in trouble. What happened? And then Gillian's like, she's a bitch. And you're like, oh, well, fuck her then. So Gone Girl was an emotional roller coaster with what the author did with your feelings. And Dark Places wasn't as intense, it was more of a smooth ride, but she paced it better. She paced Dark Places better than she paced Gone Girl, in my opinion. In Gone Girl, she drags it out and then she tells you about the wife. Oh my god, I'm so worried about the wife. Oh my god, I hate the wife. There's a huge space. You're so worried about the wife, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're not worried about the wife at all. In Dark Places, you're just trying to figure out what the hell happened, and every piece of the story makes you want to read the next piece of the story, and then at the very end you're just like, yes, I know what happened. That's what should be happening in a book. You should feel excited that you got to the end, even if it's a mess and you don't like what happened in it. You just still feel like you were on a journey and you finally got to the destination at the end of the book, and that's good. I think if I were to give it out of 5 thumbs up, I would give it a 4. Definitely. because it isn't as, oh my god, explosions everywhere, ah! It isn't as crazy as that, but it's still a really good feeling when you finish the book and you like the characters in the book. You keep thinking different people are the murderer. You don't know exactly who is the murderer. You can't be like, oh, Johnny Joe's the murderer, I know it, and he ends up being it. No, that's not what happens at all. So, 4 out of 5. Good job. Since I was talking a little bit about Gone Girl, let me give you more of an opinion that I had on Gone Girl as far as the ending. What the hell happened in the end? Like, she comes home, she's happy, they're happy to the public eye, but they're like playing mind games with each other. I don't like the relationship at all. I kind of wanted them to be a happy couple at the end, but at the same time, like with that psychotic wife, but of course in the public eye, he had to be happy with her. They had to be happy together because why not? She is home, you should be happy now. Everyone's watching you, smile for the camera. But their relationship is so weird. And I didn't really feel like it concluded at the end of the book. Like, it went up, it threw you all over the place, and then it lost steam before it really reached the end. Well, the passengers get off and leave for the day. And they're like, okay, cool, bye. No, you're just like, what? Okay. In the beginning of the book, she was like, yeah, they're a perfect couple, they're happy with each other, they love each other. And at the end of the book, you're like, this is such a weird relationship. Why would they do this to each other? Why wouldn't they just leave each other? Why do they do this to themselves? So, yeah. That concludes episode 2 of Beer Bomb Bookworm. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing more reviews of more books that I have read in the past soon. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about my review of the book, if you agree or if you disagree. And I need more books to read soon. I'm almost done with Prince Lestat. I'm going to finish that today if I try hard enough. So I'll be doing a review on Prince Lestat soon. And then I will need another book to read after Storm of Swords. But Storm of Swords is so thick, you have to take a break and take notes because there's so much going on. Which is why I love Game of Thrones. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye bye.